Alright, once again, guys. So like I said previously, the thing that holds the camera into the tripod that came from the selfie stick broke. Nom 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 nom. Nom nom. Here, come on. Yes. Follow the food. Come on. Everybody over here. Okay, I'll put it down. Okay. Why? Where was she?
I'm in the box.
Oh. So let's check for eggs. Now it's starting to get warmer. Hey, look, 2 eggs. That weren't there yesterday. I have a very large pocket. See? Large pocket. How's your head, kiddo? Want to tell everybody on YouTube that you're okay?
Ow.
It's not one thing, it's another. Okay. So that tree might just be disappearing today. So these are nice plain eggs. Oh. Come on. Haha. I had to give it a little shout, but one of the things I wanted to talk about and was starting to mention was the vertical planting. I saw that something like 2 or 3 years ago now that looked like basically a Christmas tree with like 120 different planting containers that you could grow, and it only took up like a 3-foot or so square foot space for planting. But if you can't, of course, buy this, I'm sure you could find it. If you can't afford to buy it, if you are smart enough and crafty enough, you can make it with empty soda bottles, you know, the big like 2-liter ones, or milk containers. You chop off the top of them and keep the handle part and string them together in a Christmas tree kind of fashion, and you will have a vertical planter. And so with that, there's no excuse that you don't have any room in your apartment, because that kind of a thing does not take up a lot of room, obviously. Yes, you have to have some sunlight coming into your apartment in order to grow plants. But there's also grow lights out there, so there's still no excuse. If you have an apartment where, and I'm not saying that anybody out there that watches my channel has made this excuse. I've read this excuse on other channels. That was in the comments section. If you by chance live in an apartment where you don't have a balcony or something, but you have a window, and say maybe you have a cat that wants to eat some roughage, some greens in other words, because cats do eat greens, and you don't want your cat to eat your greens, you can always get hanging window boxes. And the hanging window boxes are not necessarily that expensive. And if you can't find hanging window boxes, I'm sure some of you, if you put your minds to it, I'm going to bust out an old term, MacGyver, something. MacGyvering is also known as jerry-rigging. Something that is highly stable to put in the window, like something that maybe goes in the sides of the window, so you can still close your window. Or you can get something, oh, what is it? Let me ask my husband, he'll know the name of it. Hey, Kevin, what's that, like, thin metal stripping that has screw holes in it?
Plumbers tape?
No, not I don't know if it's plumber's
called
tape.
plumbers tape.
Oh.
It's metal and it has holes in it. It's like that stuff over there on the shed that we used to hold the barrels to the bottom when it was a raft.
Yeah.
It's called plumbers tape.
Oh, okay, so plumber's tape. You could probably get some plumber's tape and put that in. Use that for something for a window, hanging window planter box.
It's not actually tape. It's metal strip that comes in a roll.
Yep.
And it's got a bunch of different holes in it.
Yep.
Like some are big, some are small.
Yep.
Different spacing.
Yep. Oh, I didn't. Did it have different spacings? I didn't notice that it had different spacings.
Differently spaced.
Oh, okay. But yeah, you could probably get some plumber's tape and use that to make a hanging window box for planting stuff in. Huh. If you don't, say if you live in an apartment and you don't have a balcony.
Did you want me to put brother in this?
So, you know, I mean, you can get creative. Like, there's dozens of ways. Oh, is it the Hanging Gardens of Babylon?
Daddy, can you build a castle?
Look, a worm.
You find a worm?
Worm.
What kind of worm? Are we calling an earthworm or
Cutworm.
what?
This is cutworm. It cuts the roots on plants.
Time to go to chickens. Going to chickens. He's trying to poison me. Bark! Come here, chickens. Walk. Oh, look, it's Chanticleer. I got something for you. Walk. Come on. They have really, honestly, pretty good eyesight. Oh, yes, I got you the worm. That's all I had. I didn't have any more. So, but yes, you can get very creative. Let's see. Vertical gardening's a really good way if you don't have a lot of space and you want to grow your own greens like spinach and kale and collards and things like that. Those are really good plants that grow fairly quickly that you can start eating right away. And they grow really versatilely. Another one is strawberries. They're very versatile. Let's see. Say you just have like a wall. Well, then maybe you can say, let's see, I'm going to take you over here this way without stepping in a dog landmine. Ah, we're getting caught on a tree. You could, if you wanted to, maybe get some T-posts. And I don't know exactly what the cost of these, but they're not too terribly expensive. If you have, like, say, a budget of like $50, I would say you could probably get 2 T-posts and maybe some cheap, thin boards of wood, like back here. I'm going to show you the types of boards of wood here. These types of boards of wood. This isn't terribly thick. There's my finger for reference on how thick it is. Because, yeah, you can see that. Well, hello, bird. Sorry if I'm disturbing you. But you can get something like that thick. It's about 4 inches or so wide. Maybe 6. You can get some of that and put that, screw some T-posts together. So if you had a budget of like $50, and you live in an apartment and you don't have, you don't necessarily have a lot of space, you could take 2 or 3 T-posts, get a hammer, some screws, like 2 or so boards of wood like that, and a screwdriver if you don't have if you don't have that. Sorry, I have some seeds in my shirt that I don't want into my shirt. And you could hammer part of the T-post that goes in the ground to a right angle So that has a foot basically. You have two that face one direction and then one that makes another direction. Then you make a small A-frame basically. And you can stand that up, and you could probably buy some cheap plastic window boxes, and hang them on the boards of wood. And then you're done. And then you've got probably about somewhere between about 4 feet of vertical space to plant stuff, and probably anywhere, however long you want this to be, depending on how long a board you get. And it could be 4 feet tall and 6 feet long. It could be 4 feet tall and 8 feet long, however big your apartment is. And the best part is you could also take this apart eventually and get it out of your apartment. And if you don't, and you could set this up in a place where it gets sunlight from the window. And it doesn't necessarily have to be direct sunlight. I ran an experiment when I was probably like, I have to think back how many years ago this was. Let's see. It was before the 2000s, before we moved to New Hampshire, so I would have been probably like 10, I want to say, where I had to take, this was a science experiment. You had to take one plant, put it in the closet for like a week, and leave the other one out where it could get sunlight, and the leaves paled or whatever. So plants don't necessarily need direct sunlight as long as they get sunlight of some kind. So even if you say have a window that faces north and it only gets indirect sunlight that comes through the window, that's fine. It will still work as long as you place your planting box with the plants facing that window. Your plants will grow. Now you might wonder, why would I need a special light to grow plants inside if I don't have a window, which would be really depressing. No offense to those who don't have windows in their apartment, because most American apartments do have windows. But if you don't have light coming into your house, natural light from the sun coming into your house, and you wonder, why would I need a specific light? Well, because the sun has lots of different wavelengths of light, and light bulbs only produce one or so wavelength of light. And plants need the whole, basically, rainbow spectrum, and I'm not kidding, the rainbow spectrum of light. If you hold a prism up to a light bulb, it's not going to give you the light rainbow. So, that's that. And again, if you guys have any other questions or thoughts for ideas, or if you want to ask me for ideas, please feel free to down in the comments and ask. But yeah, that's it for now. Thanks for watching, guys. Please like, share, and subscribe. And comment below, ask questions. I would be happy to brainstorm with anybody that wants suggestions or ideas. Thanks for watching. Enjoy the footage. Bye for now. Blech.